Alright, welcome back to the Apex reaction videos. And we're coming with y'all with this motherfucking oh damn, I done lost it for real, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I done lost what I was about to do the reaction to, but it looked it. Oh, so it was these breaking Apex Legends myths. A little myth video I saw. I'm trying interested. Okay, 24 crazy myths busted in Apex Legends. So we're gonna go ahead and check this out. I'm kind of interested to see.
Today we have 24 Apex Legends myths and misconceptions that we are busting. Things like which guns can get collaterals, myths surrounding Octane's stim and pad, playing in a certain region may make Apex Legends easier, and a lot more. Let's get to it. Revenant right now is everywhere. Myth: you move faster while crouching healing than you do while walking healing. This is actually false. You move the same speed as you normally would if you were walking healing. So while yes, you move faster than other legends while crouching and healing, but for Rev, this isn't faster than walking. It may seem as if you are moving faster simply because you are lower to the ground, changing your perceived perspective of your speed. Guns open doors.
That kind of makes sense. I mean, I didn't think you walk faster. I thought it was just like you walked at a decent speed crouching, but now I just know you just I didn't know that. I didn't really know that.
Actually, this is half true. If you aren't aware, some weapons will open doors if you shoot them. The big thing is it depends on the caliber of weapon. In general, marksman or sniper weapons are the only guns that can do this. Plus, you need to shoot the door on the open side, not the hinge side. This means the side that the door handle is on. If you do this, the door will open, and it can be a great way to troll or shoot enemies if they are in a building and they aren't holding that door closed. Specific weapons that can do this, to name a few at least, are going to be the 30-30 repeater, the charge rifle, the sentinel sniper rifle, the longbow sniper rifle, and the wingman pistol. Do you actually go further on Octane's pad if you use the tactical stim right before hitting the launch pad? The only thing that matters is going to be whether your character is in crouching or standing stance. So no, it does not matter. Hitting the stim right before a pad does one thing, and it's lowering your health by 20, and the stim running out just after you land. Do not do this. The best use of Octane stim is to pop it right before you connect to the ground so you can't hit the ground running. Additionally, the distance you are going to go on the pad is the same whether you simply crouch walk into the pad or you're in a full-on sprint and slide. And this is of course also the same for walking onto the pad and running onto the pad and doing that high launch. The never-ending question, something I still get asked almost weekly around here: does heavy ammo slow down enemies more than other types of ammo? The answer is simple, it's no. But that being said, yes, all ammo does slow enemies down. This was directly answered by the dev team a long time ago, so if you are a nerd like me, it's going to be 1/4 second of slowdown, and it can only be done once every 3 seconds. I will say that it is going to seem much greater than 1/4 second of slowness, just because if you are sprinting or sliding, your momentum is going to feel slightly wonky from moving fast to slow and then having to get going again.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that pullback or that slowdown after that shot is real. You notice that shit.
And as always though, remember, fortified enemies do not get this slow effect, and they can power right through
Caustic and Gibraltar are safe in this.
Open areas if they are taking gunfire. Myth: Revenant in his new form has the furthest launching or jumping ability between him, Octane in a pad, and Vantage's tactical bat. Octane's doing a low launch on the pad are going to go about 75 meters of travel distance. Vantage in her bat can jump about 60 meters horizontally, and Revenant in his tactical leap are going to be about 50 meters.
Yeah,
so no, Revenant is not the furthest when it comes to jumping and movement. However, Revenant has the most readily available and quick to use jump, where Octane is of course limited to where his pad is placed and the ultimate timer. Note that Vantage does not have the fastest speed when it comes to jumping, but she absolutely wins the verticality card as her jump is far superior.
That bitch got height. She got bunnies. They gave homie bunnies.
If you do need to get to height. There's not many legends who have had as much discussion and tweaks to their kit, but Seer is on deck for our next myth. Will Seer's tactical and active ultimate abilities? This means legends like Bloodhound, Ballistic, and Revenant. Simply put, the answer is no. Their ultimates will continue to run even if they do get hit by Seer's silence. However, all these legends will not be able to use their tactical abilities, so there is still some effectiveness to scanning and hitting these active ultimate legends. Do some
RIP to Seer. They nerfed that boy to the ground.
Some legends actually move faster than others. In particular, do legends like Gibraltar, Newcastle, and some of the bigger guys move slower? Simply put, absolutely not. Apex Legends' core base movement has every legend running at the same speed. This includes sprinting, walking, and likewise when they have their guns out and their guns stowed, and even regardless of the weapon they are holding. Now, don't get me wrong, when you strafe while aiming down sights, you are going to move faster with, say, an SMG than you would with an LMG, but for basic movements, unless a legend has a specific movement altering ability, every legend does move at the same speed. Some legends are taller or shorter, making them feel as if they are moving at different speeds due to the perspectives they have in relation to the ground. Myth, playing in a certain region is less sweaty or difficult. This is something that has come and gone over the years, and the answer is not really as clear-cut as you wish it was, but this is not specifically true. Here's what you need to know. Every region has sweat lords, just the amount of them might be reduced in far-reaching areas, and thus, your lobbies may feel more lopsided if you join in a region that is less populated. In general, there are a massive amount of more bad players than there are those that are insane, and because of
that is very much true.
this, some regions could feel easier when the game can't push as far to get a balanced game, at least at the top end of skill, and thus it's gonna pull in less skilled players to fill the lobby. If you are an OG Apex player, you probably remember the days of kicking or punching as you fell and hit the ground. This used to let you break your fall fatigue, letting yourself continue to move quicker and evade yourself from getting beamed. Is this still the case today though?
Wait, who the fuck has nunchucks?
No, this is not true anymore. However, it is worth mentioning that you can fall down next to walls and other objects and start to try and climb on them to break your fall speed, and it will let you forego that fall fatigue if you do it properly. Myth, you can live in Ring 3 when you are taking 10 damage per tick. Everyone usually understands that Rings 1 and 2 are fair game. You can play in them and around them, but when it comes to that third ring, it's the real deal and you are gonna die quite quickly. However, yes, you can actually outlive in Ring 3, but you are gonna need a lot of medkits. You can take 3 ticks of zone damage and then pop a medkit. This is gonna replenish your health to full right before you would get knocked. Not all legends are viable. This is something that does come up quite often, and the truth is, this statement is an opinion, not a fact. While I do a tier list every season, and some legends like Mirage might be in the bottom, this doesn't mean they are a bad legend. Rather, their power ceiling is in general reduced compared to the other legends. No legend is truly bad, as it depends on the player and their skill sets. Everyone plays Apex a little
Fuck that. Rampart is ass.
differently, and thus it's why some people have stronger or weaker connections to legends. Of course, at any game's core with a skill gap, some legends are more useful and have higher potential, but this is very different from a legend being good or bad. However, drop a comment down below with the legend who you think needs buffs the most. Hint, it's #BuffMirage. Our next myth revolves
Fuck Mirage.
around Octane. Can everyone's favorite speedster outrun any legend if you are spamming the stim? This is actually a misconception in Apex that Octanes can outrun anyone, but in reality, this is not true to a certain extent. A Bloodhound in the Ultimate is going to be able to catch up to Octane as they have to pause for a moment before re-stimming, as well as some characters like Mad Maggie can give Octane a literal run for their money, but the biggest legend of them all that does have the capability to catch up is actually going to be Pathfinder and the Grapple. The Grapple and or comboing in a zipline will let you chase down any Octane who is simming away, and if you do it properly, you're gonna catch up to them no problem. Note that I did not include Octane's pad because simply put, anyone can just chase Octane and also use his pad, pretty much making it a non-factor. Myth, frag grenades can physically move or displace enemies. This is absolutely true, but the circumstances where it can be done are very specific. Frags are incredible at forcing openings, and they gain a ton of value at endgame when enemy players simply just cannot avoid them as easily. Also, if you need to have someone get physically ejected from a roof or height, a vert nade is incredible for this. Enemies will not always get moved from frags though, and the key thing to know is that players will only move if they do take health damage. It can literally be a full 100 hit, say 99 to shields and 1 to health damage, and this will result in the enemy getting sent flying. Second thing to know is that they will get displaced based on the amount of damage done and or the distance to the frag grenade. So a 30 damage hit that touches health might only slightly shake an enemy, where that full 100 hit that does touch health is going to really send them across the room. The best SMG or fastest killing gun is the R99. Some people may think this is an opinion, but Apex can be stripped down to its basics, where numbers will give us the definitive answer. Yes, the R99 is the fastest killing SMG in the game, and it will give you the best competitive edge in a one-on-one or close range fight. I can already see someone writing in the comments,
I still personally would pick the Prowler over the R9 for the simple fact that burst fire, bro. Like, in 3 bursts, you're on your knees begging your teammates to get you up.
but I am not counting Sheila or Rampart's ultimate, and of course, I am excluding the care package Prowler. The R9 has the fastest TTK, but note, if you do find a car SMG off the drop, you might have better luck with this till you do find a light mag, as an R99 at its base caps out just over 200 damage. So if you miss one shot with an R9 and an enemy gets purple armor very quickly, you mathematically will not be able to knock them without reloading, and this gets even worse if they are a fortified enemy, as even blue
I can't cap. This man knows his fucking numbers, and I'm actually happy that I clicked on this shit, because it's a good educational video, man. It breaks some of them dumbass myths we got in this game.
armor can be questionable after a couple missed shots. Myth: the charge rifle is the best long-range damage farming weapon. Unlike the R99 or SMG answer, this is an opinion, but yes, the charge rifle can be the best long-range damage farming weapon. While guns like the 30-30 repeater are insane at farming damage, say up to 100 to 150 meters, the charge rifle with a sniper optic can do incredible damage up to and exceeding 300 meters away, because the charge has increased damage the further you are away from an enemy, up to 300 meters. The updated charge does lose hit scan, and this does make it a very difficult gun to use. I highly encourage you to practice with the charge, and this does lead us to a bonus tip.
I might gotta fuck around with that. I ain't really good with the charge rifle, but that kind of makes sense. That the little revert for that chain, but I'm had to get out of
Hop into the firing range, turn on the moving signs to run or zipline speed for the real sweats out there, and then let that charge rifle rip on the moving signs. This will help you get a little feel for the lead times, and doing this just for 5 minutes total can really help you understand the very basic of the velocity of the shot. The disruptor round alternator can be an R99 SMG. Well, we already discussed that the R9 is the fastest and best SMG in the game right now, for ground guns at least. However, the alternator has some very interesting scenarios where it does become pretty insane. For one, if you are team shooting, shredding enemy shields, and specifically those red Evo shields, becomes so much better. Second to this is that enemies always, for the good players at least, pop a battery because it gets them more total health faster. This means if you hit 200 total health to a red Evo'd enemy, they pop a bat, and now they're at 125 shields and 25 health. What does the disruptor round alternator do best? Shred shields, and because they already have low health, they are gonna fall over so fast. And this is when the alternator with disruptor rounds is gonna really shine. If you can keep this in the back of your mind, you might want to run an R99 with a disruptor round alternator almost as like your mid-range, longer range weapon. This way, if you do hit someone to really low and they pop a battery, you got that alternator to still shred them faster than anything. Stocks are the only thing that will speed up your reload. Actually, not completely true. It takes so much discipline, but there are 2 different reload timings and animations for pretty much every weapon in Apex. This is if you have ammo left and reload, or if you expended all your ammo in your mag and then you do start a reload. Anytime you empty a mag completely, you will have a longer reload, and sometimes if you can and if you aren't stressed to empty the mag, reloading with just one round or a couple rounds left in the magazine will let you get that quicker reload to continue to dish out damage. Myth, or rather, fun fact, the EVA-8 and Mozambique are full auto, so hold down that trigger not only on the EVA and Mozambique, but also on that like button. Much thanks. Myth, the Kraber is the only gun that can collateral enemies. Actually, no, this is not true anymore. The longbow, the sentinel, and more specifically now, the charge rifle can collateral enemies. The charge can actually be crazy, as if you are shooting across the map to a team stacked on a roof or in a corner or in a doorway, you can absolutely just obliterate them with an easy 100 plus body hits to multiple players at once. Grenades damage you on the other sides of a door. This is
I don't even know what the fuck this is actually pretty fucking cool. Like, I like this video. He's out here busting myths and shit. This shit's pretty fucking cool. But if you guys like the video, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna go ahead and get back to the action, man. This is pretty fucking educational in my book.
This is not true. However, there are two scenarios that I do want to outline that can greatly change the way you do play off of doors. The first is that if someone is camping on a door with you and they drop a thermite, or just in general, someone thermites a door you are on, you will more than likely want to back off that door, because sometimes thermites can burn you through the door before it breaks. This might just be a glitch, but it's definitely a frustrating thing to have happen. The opposite of this in some sense is if someone throws a frag or an arc star at the doorway you are camping on. In this scenario, you do not need to run off the door, and actually, if you can wait at the door and push in right as that door blows up, then this is an option to make a counterplay. Most players expect you just to run away from the grenade that they just placed, and a lot of the times, you don't need to. However, if they do throw 2 grenades, then you better get away real quick. Myth, using shield cells is better with gold armor due to the double heals, and batteries are really just not needed. The answer is yes and no. A big misconception, or at least something that many don't realize, is that batteries are still very useful if you are running gold armor. It's math. Cells take 3 seconds each, and to use a battery, it only takes 5 seconds. So if you want to go from 0 to 100 the fastest, a battery is still the better option. If you want to stay in the action though, and you don't have that full 5 seconds for a bat, then yeah, getting 50 shields from a cell is very important. Remember that also 2 batteries is equivalent to 200 gold shields being replenished, and as is 4 cells, so even from a bag space and inventory perspective, they are going to be equal. Unless you do get a gold bag, then holding batteries will net a total more shield replenish due to you being able to hold 3 per stack. Time for a misconception, or something that is heavily rumored and talked about. It's also one of the harder things to understand, and the answer is not really true, even though for me, it definitely feels this way. As of the uploading of this video, Apex's matchmaking has been tuned to aggressively put.
I don't even like playing the game no more. I'd rather watch videos of other people playing the game having fun and laughing at them have fun than me attempt to play Apex and be stressed the fuck out because my teammates are ass. Fuck that.
Put you with people that are supposed to be in your skill bracket.
Cap.
The only thing I can assure you with Apex's matchmaking is that it reacts to how you perform. If you continually perform worse and worse, lobbies will get easier eventually. I promise. Do better, the matches will get harder, and it does feel like it takes a lot more losses than wins to get pushed down to some easier lobbies, but stick with it, practice up. If you go into Apex knowing easier games are on the way, I often find it helps my mental as I play. Also, it may...
That might be a good way to look at it. Just calm down, you know. A better game is coming. A better game is coming.
You feel like you are never improving, and this is sadly just kind of the normal now. Apex is going to match you up to the skill of the players the game thinks you are capable of taking on, and since you are...
So I get paired up with everybody that got 50 plus kills on one character and shit like that. They must think I can compete. They must think I can compete.
Getting better, or you are performing better, so does the competition, and you won't really ever get that satisfaction of getting better till a lot of time has passed. Just remember that everything in life is based on perspective, and Apex's matchmaking is the same way. Myth, heat shields revive players faster. This is true, but you need that heat shield to actually be stopping ring damage. If you wouldn't normally be taking damage outside of that heat shield, it's not going to revive faster. This can make some fairly interesting plays where if you know the revive is a little bit quicker and you are fighting outside of that ring and you're taking damage, getting a quick revive off can be pretty clutch and surprising to enemies if they are trying to push you. It doesn't matter what I can do, I can't improve. This is false and is an opinion or a feeling. You control your destiny in Apex, and how well you perform is solely based on the time you put in and the way you play. Think critically, think intelligently, and really analyze why you lost. Winning and improving starts here. Also,
I ain't gonna lie, that's a strong point right there. Very strong point. Very strong point. I don't think I've been dialed in to really get better. I think I've just been playing to play. I might take that into consideration when I play again today.
just be realistic with your goals, as lofty expectations can sometimes lead to harsh realities. If you want more ways to improve, check out this video on screen. Don't forget to hit that like button. It greatly helps, and I will see you in the next one. Happy gaming, legend.
That was actually a great fucking video. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You do like, comment, and subscribe. This is Apex Legends reaction videos, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying bringing this to y'all. And on that note, deuces. I'll catch you guys in the next one.